In a secluded village nestled deep within dense, towering trees, hidden beneath the eerie silence of the night, lived a young boy named Nicholas. Nicholas was unlike other children. When darkness fell, he was consumed by an unexplainable, paralyzing fear that gripped him completely. It wasn't the usual fear of shadows or strange noises. For Nicholas, nightfall unleashed an overwhelming terror he couldn't ignore, a suffocating dread that left him breathless, sleepless, and helpless. One night, as a relentless storm ravaged the village, the wind howling like a mournful wail and rain lashing fiercely against the windows, Nicholas found himself waking in a cold sweat. His heart pounded in his chest as he lay frozen in bed, his breath coming in short gasps, an icy sensation filling his room. Then he heard it, a low, measured thud like footsteps dragging across the floor, coming closer and closer. With every ounce of courage he could muster, Nicholas lifted his head. Standing in the corner of his dimly lit room was a figure, looming tall and menacing. It wore a wide-brimmed hat that hid most of its face, and a long, tattered black cloak that seemed to swallow any light in its path. Its face, what little he could see, was deathly pale, its features almost otherworldly. But what struck Nicholas most were its eyes, two glowing, blood-red orbs fixed on him, watching, studying, as if savoring the fear radiating from his very soul. Nicholas wanted to scream, but no sound escaped his lips. He wanted to run, but his body wouldn't obey. All he could do was stare back at the creature, trapped in its sinister gaze. And then, slowly, it smiled, revealing long, razor-sharp teeth, as if it were mocking him, as if it knew that he was powerless. This was no ordinary nightmare. He felt its cold breath, saw its looming shadow stretch closer, wrapping around him like an icy fog. As days passed, this entity, which Nicholas came to call Baba Dark, appeared night after night, edging closer and closer to his bed, feeding on his terror. Nicholas's once lively face grew hollow, his eyes sunken, surrounded by dark shadows. His nights became a twisted ritual of silent horror, leaving him weak and exhausted, a shell of his former self. His father noticed the change but dismissed his son's story as childish imagination, a tale spun from nightmares. But as Nicholas's fear deepened, his father's disbelief began to waver. Desperate to understand, he turned to old, forgotten books, delving into myths and legends whispered through generations. In these pages he found references to Baba Dark, a creature known to prey on children, particularly those consumed by fear. This entity didn't just appear, it latched onto the weak and vulnerable, feeding on their dread, siphoning their energy until they became nothing more than empty vessels, haunted by living nightmares. One night, his father resolved to end the terror once and for all. Armed with the ancient book of myths, he stayed awake by Nicholas's bed, determined to confront whatever had been haunting his son. He felt the room grow colder, an unnatural chill creeping in, wrapping around him. His breath fogged in the air, and a sensation of dread filled him, a darkness pressing down like a weight. And then he heard it. A low, chilling whisper, like the murmurs of lost souls, echoed from the shadows. The father turned, his heart racing, only to see Baba Dark standing behind him, its red eyes locked onto him with a gaze that cut through his very soul. It smiled that same malicious, mocking grin, its long teeth gleaming as if savoring the torment it would soon inflict. This was no myth, it was real, tangible, and it was here, feeding off both their fears. But as terror threatened to paralyze him, he looked over at Nicholas, his son lying pale and weak, on the edge of being consumed entirely. Something within him shifted. This was his moment to end it, to break free from this nightmare. He took a deep breath, held his son tightly, and whispered, "Fear is an illusion, Nicholas. Darkness holds no power except what we give it. Tonight we take that power back." Baba Dark glared at them, furious, its red eyes flashing as it sensed its grip weakening. But the father held firm, refusing to let the creature feast on their fear any longer. With each reassuring word, Nicholas began to feel warmth seep back into his body, the icy chains loosening. Baba Dark's form began to waver, its sinister shape thinning as if dissipating into smoke. Night after night, the father repeated his words of courage, instilling a newfound strength within Nicholas. Slowly but surely, Baba Dark faded from their lives, its presence melting into the shadows from which it came, powerless in the face of love and resolve. Nicholas learned a truth that would guide him forever. Fear may feel real, but it only has power when we allow it. And with courage and love, even the darkest nightmares can be driven away.
At the end of the story, Ancient Slovenian myths have taught us that fear may appear as an entity that haunts us, but it vanishes with the power of love and courage. And facing our fears is the way to banish any monster from our lives. Thank you for watching. And forget to like the video, share it to support our channel American Pulse and Paranormal Comms, and subscribe for more thrilling and mysterious stories.